first appearing in 1947 in the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. The Doomsday Clock shows how close the world is to global catastrophe, represented as a number of minutes before midnight. It is currently set at 2.5 minutes, the closest it has been to midnight since 1953. The clock would be even closer to Armageddon if scientists also factored in the odds that nuclear annihilation could also be triggered by human error. At its most northern Air Force base in Thule, Greenland, the United States maintains an early warning radar station inside the Arctic Circle. Winter starts early in Thule. On October 5th, 1960, radar station personnel relayed a warning to NORAD that they detected dozens of Soviet missiles which had just been launched against the U.S. The North American Air Defense Command went to maximum alert. However, they would soon doubt the attack was real, because that very day, Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev was visiting New York City as a leading delegate to the United Nations. It was later determined the radar detectors were fooled by the image of the moon rising over Norway. In 1967, on the 23rd of May, the American early warning radar at 3 different locations was being jammed. This again involved Greenland, with the addition of bases in Alaska and the United Kingdom. The massive jamming of radar reception was considered an act of war, so NORAD scrambled aircraft which were equipped with nuclear weapons. Fortunately, these aircraft never launched, because a technician realized that the weather map of the sun featured a massive solar flare. A coronal mass ejection was the actual source of the radar interference. He informed his commander, and once again, World War III was averted by the slimmest of margins. On the 9th of November, 1979, an alarm was raised in Colorado at NORAD headquarters. They telephoned President Carter's National Security Advisor, Zbigniew Brzezinski, telling him the Soviet Union had launched 250 ballistic missiles now bound for the United States, informing him that a decision to retaliate would need to be made by the president within 7 minutes. 3 minutes later, they called him back. NORAD computers now counted the number of incoming missiles at more than 2,000. At the same time, Senator Charles Percy, a Republican from Illinois, was touring NORAD headquarters. Chuck Percy was also a U.S. Navy veteran of World War II. When the alarm sounded, he describes the panic that broke out at NORAD as frightening. 6 minutes that seemed like hours. SAC, the Strategic Air Command, was notified. Nuclear bombers prepared for takeoff, and American missile silo crews were placed on alert. This time, however, radar stations could not confirm any incoming missiles whatsoever, and the military stood down. A follow-up investigation revealed that a war game training tape had been accidentally loaded into a computer meant for real-time operations. A small meteorite fell to Earth on June 6, 2002. It was only 32 feet across, and it did not even reach the ground. It exploded harmlessly over the Mediterranean Sea. This happened at the same time as a military standoff between India and Pakistan, which had resulted in a massing of troops on both sides of their border. Both armies had nuclear weapons, and the whole world was in fear that atomic war was about to erupt in the southern region of Asia. If the meteorite had fallen only 4 hours earlier, it would have caused an explosion over South Asia, which would have appeared to both India and Pakistan as if the enemy had just delivered a nuclear first strike. In the Battle of Wills between the nuclear state of North Korea and the US, what are the odds that an inadvertent misunderstanding will not be the cause of World War III? And what is the likelihood that foolish, publicly delivered threats will not increase those odds?
Hey guys, the Littles are right behind me. They've got a free period and they're coming this way.
Do you mind closing the door? We don't want Gazpacho getting out.
Oh no.
Jockey!
Kiara, stand down. Stand down.
I want to hold Gazpacho!
Hey, hey! What did I just say? Gabby, I see you. Back up.
Gazpacho.
Okay. Good. Good. Claire, stay right there.